Alright, and we shall continue with this lovely story. Now, last time we surely had quite the review when it comes to Suzuha, and Daru surely is gonna get busy in the future, in some ways. Now, the thing about what we got right over here, the letter, apparently Suzuha was the owner of this building, from what I remember Mr. Brown saying. So we got a letter from her because, well, as I suspected, we haven't met Suzuha, old Suzuha, but up until this point because she died. Now I was thinking that maybe she was connected to Lukako and her father and all that, but no, apparently not. I mean, there's also that thing that if there were such a connection between Lukako and her father and Suzuha, they would have made it more apparent. And we haven't seen Lukako and Suzuha interact like once in this, so clearly that idea is out the window. Her being connected to Mr. Braun somehow? Like, I was thinking at the back of my head that maybe she is Braun's wife, like imagine that, but that doesn't seem to be the case either.
これもしかしてすずさん？
マジで？なんで店長が？
Mr. Brown clearly doesn't understand our reaction, and we're not about to explain. I thank him again. He grumbles a bit and leaves. As soon as he's gone, I break the seal and open the envelope. Inside is a handwritten letter. The characters are slightly messy, as if her hand was shaking as she wrote it. Our eyes, transfixed, begin to read.
岡部倫太郎様、お久しぶりです。天音鈴葉です。橋田タイターの娘です。あなたにとってはつい数時間前以来のことかもしれない。今は西暦2000年の6月13日です。これをあなたが読んでいるだいたい10年前ということになります。結論だけ書く。失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した。私は失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した私は失敗した失敗。今は西暦2000年の6月14日です。これをあなたが読んでいるだいたい9年前10年前になります。失敗した。私が私だということを思い出したのはほんの1年前だった。
I'm sorry, what?
恐怖の大王が落ちるとか言われてた日。バカだバカだ。何が恐怖の大王だ。どうせなら落ちてくれればよかった。私はこの24年間記憶を失っていた。覚えていたのは名前ぐらいだった。思い出したのはほんの1年前だった。恐怖の大王が落ちると言われて落ちなかった日。恐怖の大王なんてどこにもいないけど私は死にたい。修理が完全じゃなかった。タイムマシンは不具合があった。私は1975年に飛んだ時何も覚えていなかった。それを今になって思い出す私は真っ白でどうしたらいいか分からず施設に保護された。今は一人暮らしをしているけどそれは橋田鈴というまっさらな人間として普通に生活してきただけで天音鈴葉としての使命は 完全に忘れていて去年思い出した。失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した。私は失敗。何が原因なの？タイムトラベルはうまくいかなかった。父さんの修理が完全じゃなかったんだ。でも父さんは悪くない。私が悪いんだ。まっすぐ1975年へ飛んでいればよかった。2010年に寄り道するべきじゃなかった。わがままを言ってる場合じゃなかった。これじゃ未来は変わらない。 IBN5100 は手には入れられなかった。ごめんごめんね。私は何のためにこの年まで生きてきたんだろう。使命を忘れてただのうのうと生きてきた。こんな人生何の意味もない。意味がない意味がない意味がない。思い出さなければよかった。思い出せてよかった。君に謝ることができてよかった。許して許して許して許して許して許して。私の計画は狂ってしまった。その原因をこの1年考え続けていた。そして分かった。私が1975年へ飛ぶのを1日でもためらわなければこんなことにはならなかった。岡部倫太郎、君はあのタイムマシンオフ会の後1975年へ飛ぼうとした私を引き止めた。それはとても嬉しかったけど、でもそこで引き止めたのは失敗だったんだ。私はあの日飛ばなければならなかったんだ。あの日を逃したらダメだったんだ。引き止められたから、その夜に雷雨があってタイムマシンが壊れてしまったんだ。もしも時間を戻せるなら、あの日の私を引き止めないようにしてほしい。そうすれば私は君たちに IBN5100 を届けられる。使命を果たせる。私は使命を果たしたい。父さんと約束したから。父さんの意志だから。私の未来を変えたいから。ごめんごめんごめん。こんな人生は無意味だった。
My hands curl, crumpling the page. I realize that I'm crying. Oh fuck, I honestly did not expect that. Apparently, the repairs for the time machine were not complete, or we didn't do a good enough job in the sense that we sent Suzuha's body like all the way in the past, but the memories, they were not transferred accordingly, unfortunately. Now, here's the thing, and I'm actually gonna see about opening like some notepad right over here so that I can remember something in particular. And in the meantime, well, I hope that I wrote some stuff about this, but in the meantime, I do want to mention, I do hope that Daru is not gonna take this to heart like too much. I mean, he probably will, because he was the one who was in charge with most of the repairs and all that, and he pretty much fucked up here with the repairs. Not to his fault. I mean, we're talking about a time machine over here. It honestly surprises us that we were able to repair the time machine to begin with. But the thing about that is, I guess as long as I do this right, and this is just another stop that we're gonna have to make. We have to go back in time and redo the whole sending Suzuha back in the past, except this time maybe fix the time machine better, something like that, so that she can go back in the past with her memories, so she can fulfill her duty. I mean, there are like two possibilities. The first possibility that I'm thinking of, which is more than likely, and what I was thinking before, is that Suzuha is the one who sent the IBN to Lukako's father. Therefore, the timelines that we were in before were the timelines where she went back in the past and she actually remembered. That is, if she went to 2010 and then to 1935. Or those were situations where, well, maybe not, but that she went directly to 1975 without going to 2010. But that's not the case, because we always had Suzuha in our timeline in like 2010, so that's not the case. So if we are to go with the idea that she was the one who sent the IBN to Lukako's father, then she definitely went to 1935 with her memories intact at some point. It's just that this time the time machine got fucked up and we're gonna have to fix that. Or there's also the possibility that maybe Suzuha never managed to get the IBN, and it's not Suzuha who went to Lukako's father to give the IBN, but rather somebody else. That could be a possibility. That could be a twist. But okay, let me search something. IBN, IBN. Then left. Wait, what the fuck? I wrote something here on episode 5. We were talking to Daru at the May Cafe. The IBM 5100 is from 1975. Yeah. The internet posts say that John Tyler traveled to 1975 first, obtained an IBN, then leaped to 1998. Yeah, so it could still be Suzuha. That is a case where she succeeded. But hold on, let me go see. Because there was a John Tyler that was in 2000 that was posting, so no doubt, well, that would be the year where where Suzuha finally remembered and she wrote that message, that letter. Ah, damn it! I didn't write what I wanted to write. It was about that time when we didn't find the IBN at Lukako's shrine and all that. Damn it! But okay, we gotta do something about this. Suzuha failed. She lost her memory. Her life was meaningless. This can't be happening. Nobody says a word. Their faces, like mine, are frozen in disbelief. I turn to Daru. He's whiter than a sheet.
Daru. タイムマシンは直したんじゃなかったのか。
治ってたはずだよ。はずだけど、そもそもタイムマシンを直すのなんて初めてだったし、見落としがあったのかも。
見落としたと。そのせいでお前の娘は24年間も記憶を失ったのだぞ。
Let him be, Ritaro.
僕だって好きで見落としたわけじゃ。
Of course you didn't.
そうよ。二人とも落ち着きなさい。橋田はできる限りのことを精一杯やった。彼を責めるのはお門違いよ。
お前はなんでそんなに冷静なんだ。
こういう性格なの。悪かったな。とにかく落ち着け。
It's not Daru's fault. I know that. It can't end like this. It can't. What was Suzuha feeling as she wrote this letter? I look again at the words scrawled upon the page, every character resonant with despair. I wanted to welcome her back with a smile. Instead, this. Honestly, now I'm starting to think back on why Suzuha... We didn't meet old Suzuha up to this point, and we only have this letter from like 10 years ago. I mean, there is This is the first time I'm thinking this, but maybe she didn't die of natural causes or of old age or somebody took her out, but, you know, when you lived all these years and you finally remember the one purpose, the one most important purpose that you went to the past for, and you fucked it up, she probably took her life at some point after writing this letter. She couldn't take it anymore. And that could be why we only got this letter. It is possible. I'm not gonna say that that is more than likely yet. So it's dead 10 years ago. Wait, how did she die? Don't tell me. Mr. Braun must know what happened. I run to the window and check the street. Mr. Braun is outside, closing up shop.
Mr. Brown!
I run downstairs.
Oh, Okabe. 例のラジカンの人工衛星消えたってよ。大騒ぎらしいぜ。
Yeah, that's old news. We want to ask you about a letter. I guess it's already made the news.
そんなことより聞かせてください。
ん？なんだ？
橋田鈴さんの亡くなった状況について。
知ってどうする？
He looks at me hard. I meet his stare unflinching. I mean, she wanted this letter to be delivered to us 10 years in the future. Of course, it's very important to us.
俺は今まで彼女の死について何も知らなかった。彼女の最後を知っておかなければならない。そんな気がするんです。そうしなくちゃいけないんだ。それがどんな最後だったにしろ、この胸に刻みつけておかないと。
単なる好奇心ってわけじゃなさそうだな。で、もう一度聞くが、すずさんとはどういう関係だ？
古い知り合いです。
That's all I can say.
とても古い知り合いで、でも彼女と過ごしたわずかな時間は今もはっきり思い出すことができるんです。聞かせてください。
あまり言いたくはないんだがな。これから俺が言うことは心して聞けよ。いいか？
I slowly nod. And then I get my answer.
自殺だ。
The word drops on my heart like an anvil. My knees give out. I collapse to the pavement. Suicide.
自宅で首をつってな。俺が第一発見者だ。
My life was meaningless. I recall the last words she wrote in her letter. Words of unimaginable despair. She didn't deserve of so bleak an end.
そんなことになる1年ぐらい前から精神的に随分不安定になってな。それまでは明るくて優しい人だったんだが、俺はあの人の家に下宿させてもらってたんだ。すずさんは天涯孤独だったし、葬式にはほとんど人は来なかった。寂しいもんだったぜ。
Man, you know, before we read this letter, I was thinking, okay, so it could be possible that Suzuha was the owner of this. Actually, you know what? Hold on, let me see. Yeah, like the building was hers. So she took care of. I was thinking that she took care of this building, knowing that Rintaro and the rest are gonna be living here. So she would prepare the terrain at the very least to send the IBN, or you know. But either we're talking about maybe something in her mind, even if she only remembered like a year before her death, a part of her thought subconsciously that she would take care of this building, even if she didn't know why. Or we're talking about quite a cosmic coincidence that she would take good care of this building, that she would have this building belong to her. And it just so happened that the people that are the most important in her life would end up living inside this building in the future, without knowing her duty. That's...
さっきの手紙はすずさんが死ぬ1週間前に渡された。2010年の今日になったら岡部倫太郎という青年に渡してくれってな。すずさんは予知能力でも持ってたのかと思ったぜ。おめえが上に越してきた時はな。
Enough. I can't take it anymore. I try to stand, but my legs betray me. I stumble, but before I fall, a small body supports my shoulder.
おかり、大丈夫？
Mayuri. He must be taking all her strength to hold me up. Did Mayuri hear how Suzuha died? Her eyes are wet, her lips are trembling. Still, she's the one supporting me. Mayuri and I bow deeply to Mr. Braun and return to the lab. When we get back, Daru is seated at his computer, head on a table. Well, that still doesn't change our final goal, which will be to find the IBM 5100, except this time I do believe we're going to need to make another stop. We're going to have to go back and try to fix this, like, properly. Maybe, like, if we are to go back and fix the time machine, but in a better way. But the thing is, we don't even know. Like, something tells me we're definitely gonna have to ask Daru about what he did to that time machine, so that maybe Okabe and Kurisu would be able to put their input into the next timeline, so that Daru himself can fix it better. Kurisu is standing in front of the TV, watching an excited reporter talk about Radican. The disappearance of the satellites is huge news, obviously. The lounge is silent, save for the TV. And we kind of have to go do this a little bit faster because the Knights of the Round Table are gonna come soon enough. The divergence matter still reads 0.337187. It hasn't changed since before Suzuha left. What went wrong? I can't go back 10 years with a time leap machine. I cannot do anything about Suzuha's death. Of course you can. We can try again and see if we can fix the time machine better. Should I have stopped her from leaving after all? Maybe then this tragedy wouldn't have happened. No. What choice did I have? I can't save Mayuri without the IBM 5100. Suzuha had to travel to 1975. I consider my options. What if I redo these 2 days again? Could Daru fix the time machine so this doesn't happen? It should be our next step. Daru, is fixing the time machine even possible? Daru's skills are second to none, and the time machine was built by his own hand 26 years in the future. It seems logical that he would be able to fix it. But look at it another way. It took Daru 26 years to learn enough to build a time machine, and he had to reverse engineer CERNs to do it. Maybe it's unreasonable to expect our Daru to perform flawless repairs in only 2 days. I mean, yeah. Either you, Rintaro, would go back in the past with new knowledge on how to fix the time machine and help Daru in that sense. Or, if only it were possible, both Rintaro and Daru would go back in time, like together. But that clearly is not possible. Only one person can go back. Or, you know, that would be an interesting spin if we were to do this, but I doubt that that's gonna happen because we only have seen, because we're only going through Rintaro's perspective right over here, and the perspective so far has not changed to anybody's. But imagine if this were a case where we would send only Daro in the future, and from then on we would follow Daro's perspective. He would be able to fix the time machine because he would know what to fix himself. That would be quite interesting. But I don't think that's gonna happen. In that case, can I have Daru use the time machine and repeat these 2 days until he repairs it? I mean, yeah. Except I don't think that we're gonna be able to follow him. But and if again, it goes with that kind of thing where if we only send Daru, I myself am gonna be stuck over here, and well, I'm not gonna be able to follow the story. So, no, you'll have to start from scratch each time. 2 days just aren't enough. I collapse onto the sofa and bury my face in my hands. Mayuri sits next to me and gently rubs my back. I am grateful for her kindness. I recall what Suzuha wrote. If you can go back to that day, please, please let me live. The email I sent. Oh, hold on. Okay, now I'm realizing what this could imply. When she says, let her live, like, back in time, she's referring to before, like, when she ran away the first time. Because remember, the first time she left, we didn't know where she went, and then we sent another email where we were successful in catching Suzuha, but after that happened, rain started happening, and that broke the time machine. But if we were to stop ourselves from letting Suzuha run away before the rain happened, she will be able to go back in 1975 with a much better time machine without it breaking from the rain. So yeah, that is possible. We will be able to send Suzuha in 1975 with her memories intact. So I guess that would be the best option we can do. Could that be the cause? On the original world line, Suzuha left in 1975 after failing to meet her father. Yeah. Unsatisfied with that outcome, I sent a email to convince myself to follow Suzuha and prevent her from leaving. As a result, she remained in 2010 for an additional 4 days. But that night, the time machine was damaged by a thunderstorm. If I hadn't followed Suzuha that day, if I hadn't sent that email to myself, her time machine would not have malfunctioned. Man, the universe is so fucked up sometimes. You know, we're trying to do well with some people. We try to, help. We were trying to help a poor girl right over here in her times of sadness right over here with a party. And because of that, we sent Suzuha in a timeline where she didn't remember and she killed herself because she couldn't fulfill her duty. So the only way that we can save her is to just let her go in her sadness. Like the equivalent of just, let her be. Yeah, I'm sure she's gonna be just fine. Not caring whatsoever. That is fucked up, man. She would have arrived safely in 1975. And the solution is obvious. I need to cancel that email. But can I really do that? If I change the past so that Suzuha leaves, won't that undo the 4 days we spent together? Our frantic search through the streets of Akiba. Her heartfelt confession on the roof of Radicon. Her tearful reunion with her father, Daru. All of it will be undone. What do I do? An urgent bulletin pops up on the TV. Alright, well, it's time for the disaster. I look up in surprise. Bomb threat suspends Yamanote, Sobu, Keihi, and Tohoku lines. Damn, my cousin's men will be here in any minute. There's no time to think, no time to hesitate. I run downstairs, break into the brown tube workshop, and turn on the 42-inch CRT. Then I return to the lab and activate the time leap machine.
Okabe, どうするつもり?
We are going to be doing the right thing. We're going to be fixing some stuff. Kurisu demands answers. I can see the fear in her eyes.
なんとかしなければならない。 このままでいいはずはないんだ。
岡部。
おかりん、無茶はダメだよ。
Don't try to stop me, Mayuri. I can't let this stand. There are two options. I can cancel the email that convinced me to pursue Suzuha. Sending a contradictory email should do the trick. Or I can time leap again and prevent Suzuha from leaping. Two options, but really just one. Do not hesitate, Okabe Rintaro. Hesitation is unforgivable. You already know what you must do. Stop pursuit. Last mail. Discern trap. That should be enough to convince me to let Suzuha go. Yeah, cause that should convince Pastor Rintaro. Because Pastor Rintaro is not gonna know about the context of this, and we don't really have that much space for a long email to explain everything, so this should do it.
クリス、お前は日付を正確に覚えている特技があったな。
ええ、まあ。
鈴葉の励まし会をやったのはいつだ
？4日前、8月9日。
August 9th, okay.
おかりん、D メールを送るの。でもそうしたら全部消えちゃうんだよ。
4 days. It may not sound like much, but in that time we forged a definite bond with Suzuha. To send this demo is to sever that bond. I know that. But this is the only choice I have. I set the phone wave to 1970 hours ago. This demo should arrive a few hours after the first. I just need to send it. Save Mayuri. That is my purpose. Save Mayuri and Suzuha at this point. My god. That is what drove me to leap through time. I'll do whatever it takes to save her. This is just one more sacrifice. Erase the time you spend with Suzuha. Destroy whatever bond you had. Send the demo. Push the button. Isn't that what Suzuha... Am I the one who has to send it? Uh-oh. Yeah. Save Suzuha. Save Mayuri. I start up the microwave. Actually... Was that actually an option that I had to do? Like... did it need like my input? Because I only did it myself. I don't know if the story would have done it like regardless. But I have it open. I place my thumb on the send button. My ears voice is choked with tears.
すずさんとの思い出消えちゃうんだよ。本当にそれでいいの？
Memories flash through my head.
ほんのちょっとの間でも君たちと一緒にいられてよかった。父さんのやろうとしていたこと私が絶対やり遂げるから。それじゃあ35年後に会いましょう。あ、君たちにとっては数時間後か。お願い、未来を変えてほしい。
Suzuha, I have made my choice. I won't ask for your forgiveness. Ultimately, I'm doing this to save Mayuri. Universe, you've always been the harshest mistress, I swear to God. But at the same time, the words you spoke on that rooftop are still strong in my heart. You entrusted to me your hope for the future. If I am to honor that wish and fulfill mine, then the time spent together can never have happened. Right? Oh! You went back up? The first time that we increased the divergence number. And the first time that we changed the divergence in a long while. The world shatters into geometric shapes that expand and contract like rubber toys. Ah yeah, we are still in the present time. Fuck, we gotta do... We still have the time leap machine, done, right? Light gathered between my eyes. Stars explode behind my eyelids. Gradually, color returns to the world. Because we're still gonna have to do the time leaping. Because when we send emails, we're still in the present time. There is a difference. I wait for the vertigo to pass. Cold sweat oozes from my temples. Pressing my fists against them, I slowly force the air out of my lungs. Has the roll line changed? I head to the lounge in order to check the divergence meter.
消えた。
I checked the meter a few minutes ago, just before the roll line changed. Now it's nowhere to be found. I mean, yeah, because we were never given, the divergence meter from Suzuha to begin with. We only got it, after we stopped her from running away. Now we don't have it anymore. Fuck. I quickly realized what has happened. Suzuha gave me the meter after we stopped her from leaving. My email undid those events. Of course the meter isn't here. Well, at least I know. We are now in a different attractor field with a roll line of, a different divergence number. A surge of regret seizes... Wait, did I say that sentence right? I'm gonna repeat it again. We are in a roll line within an attractor field of a different divergence number. There you go. A surge of regret seizes my heart. I clench my teeth and endure it as best as I can. If nobody else remembers, then I alone will keep these memories of Suzuha alive. I look around the room. I mean, Rintaro, when you think about it this way, even to this point, this is the first time that you're keeping memories that nobody else would, so... this is just another special memory in your memory bank. Mayuri and Chris are on the sofa, dozing on each other's shoulders. Oh. Such adorable young ones. Daro, oblivious to the vulnerable high school girls behind him, is playing an Ariakey on his computer. Jesus. A man that in the future is gonna build a time machine and is gonna have a wife and a daughter. I take a deep breath and turn on the TV. I flip to a news channel. The roll line should have changed. I erase the time we spent with Suzuha. Now, if we are to verify that this is correct, we would see in the news that the time machine itself, the satellite time machine, disappeared much earlier. Oh! What was that? I think it was a bug. That should have allowed her to leap to 1975 without losing her memories. And the IBM 5100 should be in our hands now. About it being in our hands though, I mean, yeah. Yeah, okay, so... I mean... the sequence of events would be this way. She will go back in 1970... Not go back, but go in 1975 with her memories intact. She would send it to Lukaku's father, but the thing is, somebody else is gonna steal it. That is still a problem that's gonna happen. So, I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that it is not in our hands right now. We can use it to hack into CERN and erase the data that they intercepted from us. Without any information, Maika's men won't attack the lab. Mayuri won't have to die. That's how it should be. That's how it has to be. Otherwise, why did I sacrifice Suzuha's dream? The quickest way to confirm the change would be to check for any delays at Akihabara Station.
ダル、山手線は止まっているか？
は？いや、止まってないんじゃね？
ネットで調べてくれ。
今いいところなのに。
頼む。
Just to save it and leave it for later, Daro. Although, looking at the disaster that always happens, chances are this is the last time that you're going to be playing that Ariakey. But I digress. Daro sighs and calls up the train information.
やっぱ止まってないみたいだお。
ありがとう。
Well, it's not yet. I don't think that we've saved, Mayuri yet. The roll line has changed. Which means that RBN 5100 should be in the development room. I head back there to search for it. But contrary to my expectations, I can't find it anywhere. Fuck. I mean, we're basically back to square one. All that we went through with Suzuha, we are only back to that one point where the IBN is still not within our grasp. The mystery still stands that somebody took it. And it's definitely not Moeka. We've clearly established that. What's going on? I look at my watch. It's 7:43 p.m. Moeka's man attack at... what time again? My heart is pounding like a drum. That Dima was supposed to fix everything. The trains are moving as scheduled, which means that Moeka's men aren't about to attack. At least not yet. So why does it feel like nothing's fixed at all? The IBM 5100's absence is extremely disturbing. I want to sit down and think about where it could have gone, but a voice in my head is screaming that there's no time. I need to calm down. Unless... like, you're telling me that now we're in a timeline where Moeka managed to get it from Lukako's shrine? I mean, I guess in that sense... well... I get the feeling that they would still try to take away Rintaro and the rest, so I don't think that the attack would be delayed, unfortunately. I check my watch again. 7:46 p.m. Images from the assault flash through my mind. Mayuri bleeding to death on the floor. The smell of gunpowder in the air. I frantically shake the visions out of my head. I look towards the lab entrance. The door has yet to be kicked in by a team of hitmen. I swallow hard, petrified with terror. Please, don't let anything happen. Rentaro, just in case, you should go back to the Brown Tube workshop and turn on the 42-inch TV, just in case. It's past 9. I peek at the street through the window. Nobody's there. Damn! What the fuck? Okay, so Moeka and the gang are no longer attacking. I mean, the IBN is definitely, like, then again, I was thinking that they would take Rintaro and the rest regardless, but as long as they have the IBN 5100, I guess it doesn't really matter. They're just gonna let them go by their own life, I guess. I mean, that's still weird. I mean, nonetheless, we still have like the time leap machine right over here and the phone wave that sends emails. You would think that we would still be of interest to them, even if they found the IBN. So it's kind of confusing, to be quite honest. If I'm like, even if they were to say that the IBN was their only reason for coming here, I still really don't really believe that. Rintaro and like the time leap machine right over here should still be in their interest. So the fact that they are not even here yet, whether they have the IBM 5100 or not, is very questionable.
Okarin, 誰か待ってんの? さっきからやたら下を気にしてっけど。
That was right. I probably looked out the window 20 times in the past hour. And not a suspicious figure in sight. Moeka's men still haven't appeared. The raid was before 8, if I remember correctly. Like, either they postponed it because they got the IBN and they are gonna attack, it's just that we bought ourselves some time, or I guess this could mean that we saved Mayuri. Problem solved. We're no longer in danger. Odd. I think it's safe to say that my changes to the past have prevented it from occurring. So that sacrifice was not in vain. I let out a deep breath. I am sweaty and disgusting. It's like my anxiety has pushed all the sweat out of my body.
Mayuri, それにクリス。
The two girls woke up from their nap about half an hour ago. Now they are eating cup noodles.
今あんた、私の名前、普通に呼んだ?
Yeah, that's the second time. Well, the first time. In your case right now, Karisu, you're not aware the first time, I think. No, I don't think you are. Yet, I think. Time travel! I forget stuff. Karisu looks at me in astonishment, like she can't believe her ears. Or rather, not forgetting, but making the right connections. Like, how much do these people know of the things that we've done so far? I don't know.
二人とも食事が終わったら帰るんだ。もう遅いから送っていく。
そうする。
I mean, oh my god. Does this mean that we're finally going to be able to experience Komima? I think that was what it's called, right? The cosplay, like, meeting and all that? Like, not the conference, but, like, the cosplay event? Finally? Can we experience it for once? Jeez.
別に岡部なんかに送ってもらわなくても一人で帰れるんだけど。
いいから。誰も支度しておけ。
え？僕も？
The train lines running through Akihabara are operating normally. There's no bomb square, no sign of Moeka or our men. Karisu is taking the Sobu line to the next station, Ochanomizu, while Doro is going the opposite way to Shinkoiwa. Mayuri and I are taking the Yamanote line to Ikebukuro, so we part at the station's ticket gate. There are surprisingly few passengers on the train. I guess most of the salarymen are off to the Obon holiday. Mayuri is playing a handheld game, the Rainet Kakeru Action RPG! On the screen, her character is battling a gigantic Upa. Is she playing on PSP? I stand beside her and gaze at her profile, lost in thought. It's the night of the 13th. Mayuri is still alive. Also, a reminder, Friday the 13th. My god. How many times have I watched her die? How many times have I tasted that despair? No matter what I did, no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't save this ditzy childhood friend of mine from death. She died again and again, right before my eyes. But now she's alive, standing beside me, playing a game. This is why I sacrificed our memories with Suzuha. It was the only way. I'm sorry, Suzuha. Thank you. Suzuha no longer exists in this time, but I hope my feelings will reach her all the same. Actually, come to think of it, why can't I tell her in person? Actually, hold on a second. We have not gotten, like, any message from Mr. Braun this time, like any letter from Suzuha of the past. She went to... well, I don't know, there would be a difference between the Suzuha that confessed to us, had our heart-to-heart, and found out about her father, versus the Suzuha that went in 1975, like, right away, after not finding her father. The difference being that I was thinking that maybe this time we would be able to meet Suzuha because she would still be alive. She fulfilled her duty and sent like the IBN to the right destination. Then bing bang boom, now she will be able to, I guess, live the rest of her life in peace, I guess. As long as Rintaro does his own part of the duty with the IBN, which we're not yet because we haven't found the IBN, somebody stole it. But the point is, Suzuha would still be alive in this attractor field. Because she went in the past, in 1975, with her memories. So she would have, like, no reason to kill herself. So that's good. We could still meet Suzuha, like old Suzuha in this. Where in Akiba could the 55-year-old Suzuha be? I'll try asking Tenouji tomorrow. He probably knows Suzuha on this road line too. Yeah, okay. Yeah, in which case, yeah, we're definitely gonna try and find her this time around. the question is, like, the circumstances are different this time around. Suzuha... I guess Suzuha still owned that building, like, in this attractor field, where she fulfilled her duty. It's just that she disappeared somewhere this time around. And we have to find her. In which case, we're definitely gonna have to ask Mr. Braun this time around. I wonder if Suzuha remembers me. Mayuri suddenly lifts her head. She looks at me hesitantly. Her cheeks are slightly pink.
なんだ
What is it, young one?
なんだじゃないよ。そんなにじーって見つめられたらね、気になってマユシはそわそわしちゃうのです。
ゲームオーバーにでもなったのか。それは悪かった。
I apologize, but keep looking at her. Instead of starting a new game, Mayuri looks at me with concern.
今日のオカリン、なんだかいつもと違うような気がするよ。
You have no idea.
そうか。
どうかしたの？
I remind myself that Mayuri isn't more perceptive than she seems. She proved that when she figured out that daughter was Suzuha's father. I don't want to worry her too much. I want Mayuri to smile her usual ditzy smile without a care in the world. After all, it's over now. She's safe.
俺は何も変わってはいない。今もお前の顔を見ていたのではなく、いかに世界に混沌をもたらすかを考えていたのだ。
本当に？無理してない？
この狂気のマッドサイエンティストに無理なことなど一つもない。常に IQ170 を誇る灰色の脳細胞が完璧な計算を叩き出しているのだからな。
After all, Rintaro is a cool mad scientist. Son of a... I do not have the heart to call Mayuri a son of a bitch, so I'm just gonna stop there.
そっか。でもね、たまにはボケーって休むことも必要なんだよ。そのことをね、忘れないでね、オカリン。
Having said that, Mayuri returns to her game. I feel cold stares all around me, but I don't care at all. Mayuri is here with me, doing everyday Mayuri things. Ordinary things. Everything is going back to normal. In some way. Also, I saw that. Chaos head, Noah. Okay. Yesterday was my first time home in a while, so I slept like a log in my comfortable bed. Okay. It could be because of my mental exhaustion, but that was my best night's sleep in a while. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I was thinking that was gonna take a lot longer. Like, the repetition of the 13th day. The disaster and all that. But no. Instead of one big disaster that we're gonna have to repeat for like hundreds of times, there are gonna be like micro disasters here and there that we're gonna have to jump over and over. Oh boy. Before heading up to the lab, I stop and stare at the brown tube workshop. And the familiar mountain bike is gone. Suzuha liked it so much. She insisted on bringing it with her to 1975. Oh yeah, that's true. The workshop door opens and out comes Mr. Braun, rubbing his eyes sleepily.
お岡部、おめえずいぶん暇そうだな。うちでバイトしねえか。今なら特別に月給ブラウン管1台で雇ってやる。
You know, a thought occurs to me. Because Suzuha worked with Mr. Braun right over here, and he knew the previous owner of this building, which was basically Suzuha right over here. It kind of makes you question. If once in a while Braun would look at the little Suzuha, who worked as a part-timer, and it reminded her of the old Suzuha. More than likely, I'm thinking. 1 CRT a month? In fact, I'm not gonna be surprised if, like, throughout the story, there were signs that the story told me that Mr. Braun was thinking about Suzuha in a way that at that point we wouldn't have known, but it's like one of those moments where on a reread you learn something new, like foreshadowing of sorts, that you would see Mr. Braun looking at Suzuha and be like, why do I feel so strange about that little girl? And now we know, because that young Suzuha was old Suzuha. But I completely missed it because I was not aware of it. Like one of those on repeat you find new stuff. So for 1 month's work, I get an old television? Hell no.
鈴葉はいつ頃辞めたんでしたっけ?
Wait, hold on a second. What's that? You got free time. How about a job? As a special offer, I'll hire you for 1 CRT a month. Fuck yeah! Rintaro, you should accept that. Like, if we were to work for like 1 month, that 42-inch CRT could be ours. We don't have to go inside the Braun Tube workshop. Rintaro, think about the future, man. You gotta get that CRT. Because, like, the time that it would take for you to go inside the Braun Tube workshop in, like, dire situations could cost you your life, man. You gotta have that CRT, like, TV near the phone wave.
鈴葉? 誰だそいつは?
I was like, what? Was her existence erased completely? That's impossible.
たった10日ばかりで辞めてくようなゆとりバイトの名前なんざとっくに忘れちまったぜ。
Oh, but okay. Ooh, I was about to say.
紛らわしい言い方を。
Because that would have made like no freaking sense. Like, our Dilma has made it so that she never even came back here in the first place to work. You motherfucker. Suzuha did work here. That fact, the evidence of Suzuha's sojourn in 2010 still remains on this road line.
せっかく俺が楽でいると思ったのによ。だから嫌なんだ。最近の若いのは根性なしもいいところだぜ。
Well, that's why we have Rintaro right over here, because he is gonna offer to work as a part-timer for like 1 month, so he can get a free tea. Right, Rintaro?
だせ面接の時に言ってたブラウン管が好きってのも嘘だったんだろうよ。まんまと騙されちまった。
Tennoji shrugs his shoulders, annoyed. Oh my god. Yeah, she would say that because she wanted to create like as many opportunities as she can to let the CRT open so that Rintaro would be able to do his experiments. Oh my god, why didn't I think of that? Of course, she knew previously, so it could be that she tried to create as many opportunities as she can to, you know, watch TV in her free time, even at the annoyance of Mr. Braun, so that she would let Rintaro do the experiments. Smart. Yeah, she would say that, oh, I like CRT so much. I could watch TV like all day on these lovely babies. Especially that 42-inch one. I love that one. Naturally, he didn't know about Suzuha's true identity.
橋田鈴という人を知っていますか?
At this, Tennoji's eyes go wide.
懐かしい名前だな。おめえ、知り合いだったのか?